The morning alarm buzzed softly in room 47B of the Lunar Exchange housing complex. The small gray room was filled with floating dust motes that shimmered in the low, artificial sunlight. Sam Harper, a young human engineer, rolled over in his bunk and groaned. It was his first week sharing a dorm with an alien, and already his patience was being tested in ways he had never imagined. He rubbed his eyes and sat up, yawning. His eyes went to the far side of the room, and there, once again, was Xyrix. The tall, blue-skinned alien was standing in front of the mirror, humming a strange, vibrating tune that made the air hum slightly. And as always, Xyrix had forgotten the one thing Sam wished he would remember. Clothes. "Xyrix," Sam said, his voice half amused and half exasperated. "We talked about this yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that day." The alien turned around with a big, toothless smile. His skin shimmered slightly like liquid glass, shifting colors from light blue to faint silver. "Oh, greetings, Samuel of Earth. I am practicing your morning ritual. Self-reflection. Is something incorrect?" Sam sighed and swung his legs out of bed. "Yeah, it's not the reflection I'm worried about, it's the total lack of fabric." Xyrix tilted his head, blinking his large black eyes. "Fabric? Oh, you mean your body coverings. I was under the impression they are used only in public gatherings for modesty displays. You have said this several times, yet your species still confuses me. Why hide the body that works so well?" "Because that's what humans do," Sam said, searching for his clean jumpsuit. "We wear clothes, always. It's not about hiding. It's about comfort and manners. And laws." Xyrix looked thoughtful. "Interesting. On my planet, we only wear fabric when someone has offended another to show shame. It seems our customs are reversed." Sam chuckled. "Yeah, well, on Earth, not wearing anything offends people." The alien blinked again, then gave a slow nod as if trying to memorize this strange rule. "I see. So you desire that I cover my form to avoid social offense. Very well." He walked toward the wardrobe and opened it. The small cabinet had only a few items, mostly human uniforms, and one alien robe Sam had picked up from the interstellar gift shop. Xyrix reached for the robe, turned it upside down and wrapped it around his head. Sam groaned. No, not like that. It's not a hat." The alien stopped, puzzled. "Are you certain? It feels symmetrical." Sam burst out laughing despite himself. "You're impossible, you know that?" "I strive to be exceptional," Xyrix said proudly. After several minutes of negotiation and clumsy folding, the alien finally wore the robe in the right orientation, though it looked more like a glowing curtain draped around his body. Sam gave him a thumbs up. "That'll do for now." The two roommates shared breakfast in the tiny galley attached to their living quarters. Xyrix didn't eat food in the normal sense. He absorbed energy directly from sunlight through his skin. So while Sam ate his protein bar and synthetic coffee, Xyrix stood by the window, humming softly and glowing faintly as he absorbed light. Sam had never thought he'd get used to that, but somehow it had become normal. The first time Xyrix did, Sam thought the alien was having some kind of medical emergency. Now it was just part of the morning routine. "So," Sam said, scrolling through his datapad, "we have to attend the cultural orientation today. That means humans and aliens learning to live together without accidentally starting a diplomatic crisis." "Ah, yes," Xyrix said, still glowing. "I have read the schedule. I am eager to experience your human small talk. I practiced last night." "Oh?" Sam asked, trying not to laugh. "Let's hear it." Xyrix straightened proudly and recited in a slow, careful tone. "The climate is favorable. You are also favorable. Your reproductive cycle must be stable." Sam choked on his coffee. "Whoa, no, don't say that to anyone." "Why not?" Xyrix asked, genuinely confused. "It is polite to acknowledge the other's biological success." "Yeah, but humans don't compliment each other's biology in casual chat," Sam said between coughs. "Stick to things like nice weather or how's your day, that sort of thing." Xyrix nodded seriously. "Understood. I shall inquire about their weather cycles and daily productivity instead of their mating efficiency." Sam buried his face in his hands, laughing so hard he almost dropped his datapad. Close enough, buddy. Close enough. When they finally left the dorm, the hallway of the lunar exchange was busy. Humans, reptilian Saurons, feathered Kelrians, and a few shimmering forms like Xerix moved through the corridor. It was a sight that never stopped amazing Sam. So many intelligent species living together under one roof, trying to understand each other. As they walked, several humans gave Xerix confused glances. His robe was glowing faintly, and he still hadn't figured out how to tie the sash, so it flapped behind him like a flag. Sam pretended not to notice. At the Cultural Orientation Hall, an android greeted them. "Welcome to the Interspecies Cohabitation Seminar. Please find a seat." Sam and Xerix sat near the back. The speaker, a human diplomat with a wide smile, began to talk about cooperation, respect, and mutual understanding. But halfway through, Xerix leaned over and whispered, "Samuel, I think I made another human error." Sam turned. "What did you do now?" Xerix pointed to his glowing robe. "The fabric is reacting. It appears to be made from lumifiber. My body's energy is overcharging it." Sure enough, the robe was starting to flash different colors like a disco light. People nearby were staring. "Oh, great," Sam muttered. "Now you look like a walking Christmas tree." Xerix tilted his head. "Is that good or bad?" "Bad. Definitely bad." Before Sam could do anything, the robe let out a soft pop sound, and the glowing fibers dissolved into harmless dust. The entire hall went silent. Xerix stood there, once again completely uncovered, smiling awkwardly. Sam buried his face in his hands again. "Once again, my alien roommate forgets about clothes," he muttered under his breath. After the session ended, with many embarrassed smiles and a few laughs, Sam and Xerix walked back to their quarters. Xerix seemed apologetic. "I did not intend to cause disruption. My energy levels fluctuate when I am nervous. Perhaps your people's fabrics are not compatible with my biology." Sam sighed but smiled at him. "It's fine. Nobody's mad. You just gave them a story they'll tell for years." "That is good then," Xerix said cheerfully. "I like creating memories." As they walked through the hallway, Sam thought about how strange life had become. A year ago, he was just an engineer on Earth, dreaming of space travel. Now he was living on the moon with a glowing alien who didn't understand clothes. It was ridiculous, but somehow it felt right. Later that evening, Sam sat at his desk while Xerix studied human culture videos on the holoscreen. The alien seemed deeply focused, watching a tutorial on how to tie a necktie. Every few seconds, he'd pause the video and try to copy the movement, usually getting tangled in the fabric. "You don't have to learn all that tonight," Sam said with a smile. "I wish to understand your people," Xerix replied. "If I am to live among humans, I must adapt." Sam leaned back in his chair, thinking, "You know what? You're doing great. You might mess up a lot, but you care. That's what matters." Xerix smiled, his skin shifting to a warm golden color, a sign of happiness in his species. "Thank you, Samuel. I am fortunate to have a patient roommate. Many others might have rejected my ways." "Yeah," Sam said softly. "Well, you're not the worst roommate I've had. Just the most colorful." They both laughed. The sound echoed through the small room, warm and genuine. As the artificial lights dimmed for lunar night, Sam lay in bed and looked across at Xerix, who was softly glowing again. Despite all the chaos, Sam couldn't help feeling proud. This, two completely different beings trying to understand each other, was what humanity was meant to do. Xerix spoke softly from his side of the room. "Samuel?" "Yeah?" "Tomorrow I will remember the fabric coverings. I promise." Sam smiled in the dark. "We'll see about that." The next morning, when the alarm buzzed again, Sam rolled over and opened one eye. Xerix was standing in front of the mirror humming his tune, and once again completely uncovered. Sam groaned. "You forgot again, didn't you?" Xerix turned around with a proud smile. "I remembered the concept, but I wanted to admire my reflection first. Then I was distracted. Sam buried his face in his pillow and laughed helplessly. Life with Xerix was going to be one long, strange adventure, and somehow he didn't mind at all. The next morning began like every other morning in room 47B, chaotic, confusing, and slightly glowing. Sam Harper woke to the sound of humming. He didn't even need to look. He already knew what he would see. "Please tell me you're dressed this time," Sam mumbled, pulling a pillow over his head. "I am considering my options," Xerix replied in a calm, musical tone. "The robe from yesterday has ceased to exist, so I am analyzing which of your fabrics might survive contact with my energy field." Sam peeked out from under the pillow. Sure enough, Xerix was standing in front of the mirror again, his blue-silver skin glimmering faintly in the soft light. Next to him was a pile of clothes, shirts, trousers, jackets, and even one of Sam's old hoodies, each one lightly smoking as if just taken out of a toaster. "Okay, wow," Sam said, sitting up. "You burned through all of those?" Xerix looked guilty. "Your fabrics are impressively weak. I did not mean to vaporize them." Sam rubbed his temples. "You're like a walking laundry disaster." The alien brightened, taking that as a compliment. "Thank you. I strive for uniqueness." Before Sam could reply, a loud ping came from his datapad. A message flashed across the screen. "Notice. You and your assigned roommate are to attend a joint evaluation meeting with the Interspecies Harmony Committee at 09:00 sharp." Sam's heart sank. The Harmony Committee was the last group he wanted to deal with. They were the ones responsible for keeping peace and order among all the species in the lunar exchange. And somehow he doubted they would appreciate hearing about glowing robes exploding in public. "Xerix, we have to go to an evaluation," Sam said quickly. "That means you must wear something, anything, non-destructive." Xerix looked thoughtful. "Perhaps I could use a containment layer to regulate my field." Sam blinked. "Containment layer?" "Yes, a thin field that limits my energy emission. However, it will slightly dim my glow." "Perfect," Sam said. "Dim away." The alien closed his eyes and focused. His body shimmered briefly, and then the bright glow faded to a soft silver tone. He reached for a pair of human clothes again, a loose gray jumpsuit, and this time to Sam's relief it didn't burn. "Ha!" Sam cheered. "Progress! I feel compressed," Xerix said, flexing his long fingers. "But manageable." "Good. Let's keep it that way before someone writes us up for public indecency by luminescence." By the time they reached the committee's meeting hall, the corridors were already crowded. Representatives from every species gathered there. Humans in uniforms, insectoid trivens clicking their mandibles, and bird-like Kelrians preening their feathers. Sam and Xerix found their seats near the middle. The committee chair, a gray-haired human named Director Patel, gave them a polite but tired smile. Mr. Harper and Mr. Xerix, is it? You two have been the subject of quite a few amusing reports." Sam gave a nervous laugh. "Yeah, about that, sorry. We're still figuring out the whole cross-species roommate thing." Patel chuckled. "You're not the only pair struggling. The first months are always full of misunderstandings." He leaned forward slightly. "Still, your case has drawn attention due to certain clothing-related incidents." Xerix looked puzzled. "Do you mean my energy interaction with fabrics?" "Yes," Patel said carefully. "Several students were surprised during the orientation yesterday." "I apologize," Xerix said sincerely. "My energy flux was unstable. I have now contained it." "That's good to hear," Patel said. "Our goal is not to punish, but to help species understand each other. I would like to suggest a cultural exchange task for you both. Think of it as a bonding exercise." Sam hesitated. "What kind of task?" Patel smiled. "Simple. You two will represent the Human Xylarian Roommate Program at the Interspecies Festival next week. A shared project, something that highlights cooperation and friendship." Sam groaned quietly. "A festival? We can't even get through breakfast without something catching fire." Patel ignored him. "The theme is harmony through creation. You may present art, music, or technology. Whatever reflects both your cultures." Sam nodded slowly. "All right, we'll come up with something." After the meeting, they walked back through the corridor. Sam looked at Xerix, who was glowing slightly brighter again, excitement radiating off him. "This is wonderful," the alien said. "A chance to showcase our friendship." Sam laughed. "Friendship might be a strong word for what we've got. But yeah, sure. Let's show them we can work together. That evening, they brainstormed ideas. What about a song? Sam suggested. Something simple. Humans love music. I can produce harmonic vibrations through my chest cavity, Xerix said proudly. He demonstrated by humming a deep tone that made the metal table vibrate. Sam grabbed his coffee before it slid off the edge. Okay, maybe not music. How about art? Something visual? Xerix blinked. We could sculpt light. My species does that. We use photon threads to weave emotion into form. That sounds awesome, actually, Sam said, eyes lighting up. And I can build the frame. Use some tech to stabilize the energy. You handle the light part, I handle the hardware. Together, Xerix said, smiling. Together, Sam agreed. The following days were filled with chaos and laughter. Sam scavenged parts from the engineering bay. A holographic projector, some energy regulators, and a few safety dampeners. Xerix spent hours meditating, forming glowing threads of light between his fingers. One afternoon, while Sam adjusted a power coil, he heard a soft hum behind him. He turned and froze. The room was glowing with colors he'd never seen before. Xerix was weaving ribbons of light in the air, creating shapes that moved like living creatures. Birds, waves, stars, all flowing together. It was breathtaking. Whoa, Sam whispered. That's beautiful. Xerix turned, his eyes shining. It represents the merging of two frequencies, mine and yours. Harmony between light and matter, Sam grinned. You're a poet, you know that? I am many things, Xerix said with pride. But mostly I am your roommate. For once, Sam had no complaint. Over the next few days, they worked side by side. When the light sculpture malfunctioned, Sam cursed softly and Xerix patiently hummed a stabilizing tone. When Xyrix's energy flared too bright, Sam adjusted the shield. They made mistakes, plenty of them, but every failure brought them closer. One night, while testing the prototype, there was a small explosion. Nothing dangerous, just a loud pop and a flash of color. When the light faded, both of them were covered in harmless, glowing dust. Sam laughed so hard he almost fell over. You know what? I think we invented space glitter. Xerix looked down at himself. I appear radiant. You always are, Sam said, still laughing. By the time the festival arrived, they had built something truly special. The final sculpture stood in the middle of the exhibition hall, a tall metal frame that projected light into dancing forms. When activated, the structure pulsed with energy, creating a living pattern that seemed to breathe. As the lights dimmed, Xerix stepped forward and began to hum. His chest glowed softly, feeding energy into the sculpture. The ribbons of light twisted and intertwined, forming images of Earth's mountains, oceans, and cities, blending with visions of Xelaris, the twin suns, the crystal plains, the vast glowing seas. The crowd gasped in awe. Sam watched amazed. It wasn't just art, it was communication. The lights told a story of two worlds meeting, learning, laughing, and trying to understand each other. When it ended, the hall was silent for a moment, then erupted in applause. Director Patel approached them, smiling. That was magnificent. Truly harmonious, Sam nodded, trying not to grin too wide. We call it resonance. It's about how different beings can still connect. An excellent message, Patel said. I think everyone here needed that reminder. Xerix glowed warmly. Thank you. I am grateful for this partnership. Later, when the festival ended and the crowd dispersed, Sam and Xerix walked back to their quarters. The lunar night was quiet, filled with the soft hum of life support systems. You know, Sam said, I didn't think we'd pull it off. I did, Xerix said confidently. Humans adapt quickly. You learn through chaos. I admire that, Sam chuckled. And you? Well, you glow through chaos, indeed, Xerix said with a laugh. They entered their room, both tired but content. Sam dropped onto his bed with a groan. Best day ever. And nobody exploded this time. Xerix nodded proudly. I even kept my garments intact, see? Progress. There was a moment of comfortable silence. Then Xerix spoke softly. Samuel, I have a confession. Oh no, Sam said, eyes half open. What now? I may have forgotten to deactivate my containment layer before absorbing energy earlier. Sam frowned. Meaning? The lights in the room flickered, and with a soft fizz, Xerix's clothes disintegrated into harmless dust again. Sam buried his face in the pillow, laughing so hard his sides hurt. Once again, my alien roommate forgets about clothes. Cyrix looked at him, completely calm. At least I remembered Harmony. And despite everything, the chaos, the glowing dust, and the endless confusion, Sam couldn't help but smile. Maybe Harmony wasn't about perfection at all. Maybe it was about laughing through the mistakes together. Life after the festival changed a lot for Sam Harper and his alien roommate Cyrix. Their glowing light sculpture, Resonance, became a symbol of unity across the lunar exchange. Every species admired it. Humans called it art. The Zellarians called it harmony. For Sam, it was just something he built with his best friend. But fame came with problems. Suddenly everyone wanted to talk to them. Scientists, diplomats, and even journalists filled their messages with requests. Sam was flattered but also tired. He just wanted peace. And as for Cyrix, he didn't quite understand why everyone kept asking him to wear appropriate attire during interviews. It feels restrictive, Cyrix complained one evening while trying to fit into a formal jacket. His energy shimmered like mist as the sleeves stretched oddly. Yeah, well, Sam said, helping him adjust the collar. That's fashion. Humans like to look proper, especially on camera. But why? Cyrix asked, blinking his big dark eyes. Does fabric increase intelligence? Not really. Just reputation. Cyrix frowned in confusion. Humans are strange, but I will wear it for you, Sam smiled. Thanks, buddy. That means a lot. For a while, everything seemed fine. Their friendship grew stronger. They spent their days helping new exchange students understand each other's customs. Cyrix taught alien greetings to humans, and Sam taught humans how not to panic when someone glowed or floated by accident. But peace never lasts long on the moon. One morning, Sam was woken by a harsh siren echoing through the corridor. The lights flashed red. Emergency protocols activated. Cyrix was already standing by the window, his body glowing brighter than usual. Samuel, he said quietly, there has been a containment failure in the reactor bay. Sam's heart skipped. That's impossible. The reactor's got 5 safety layers. 4 have already failed, Cyrix said. The radiation levels are rising. Sam jumped up and grabbed his uniform. We have to help. If the reactor blows, this entire station could go down. The intercom crackled. All engineering personnel report to the lower bay. Non-essential residents remain in quarters. Guess that's me, Sam muttered, pulling on his boots. Stay here, Cyrix, I'll handle this. The alien's expression darkened. No, you will not go alone. Sam turned to argue, but Cyrix's tone stopped him. We built harmony together. We will protect it together. Within minutes, they were running down the metallic hallways toward the reactor bay. The air was heavy with tension. Engineers shouted, alarms wailed, and security drones zipped past. The great energy core pulsed in the center of the chamber, a blinding sphere of blue light, unstable and flickering. Sam hurried to the control console. Coolant levels are dropping fast. The main line's ruptured. Another engineer shouted, we can't get close, the radiation's too high. Sam clenched his jaw. If we don't stabilize it in 5 minutes, we're done for. He turned to Cyrix, who stood calm amidst the chaos, his body glowing like liquid silver. Can you absorb it? You handle energy, right? I can try, Cyrix said slowly. But this is unstable radiation. It could destroy my containment layer. Sam shook his head. No way. I'm not letting you risk that. Cyrix looked at him and smiled gently. You once told me humans wear clothes to protect themselves. My containment is my version of that. I may forget fabrics, but I will not forget friendship. Before Sam could stop him, Cyrix floated toward the reactor. Engineers shouted warnings, but the alien ignored them. His body glowed brighter and brighter until he looked like a living star. He reached out, touching the containment field with both hands. The light pulsed violently, then steadied for a moment. It's working, one of the engineers yelled. Sam watched the readings climb back to normal levels. But Cyrix was straining. His form flickered. Cyrix, Sam called out. You've got to pull back. The alien turned his head slightly. Almost stable. Then a surge of energy burst from the reactor, knocking everyone off their feet. When Sam opened his eyes, the light had faded. The alarms stopped. The reactor stabilized. But Cyrix was lying on the ground, motionless, his glow dimmed to a faint shimmer. Sam's heart froze. He ran forward, dropping to his knees beside him. Hey, come on, buddy! Don't do this. Medics rushed in, scanning the alien's body. His energy levels are critically low, one of them said. We need to transfer him to a regeneration chamber immediately. Sam grabbed Zyrix's cold hand. Hang in there, okay? You did it. You saved everyone. Zyrix's eyes opened weakly. His voice was soft, trembling like fading light. Samuel, are the others safe? Yeah, Sam said, tears forming in his eyes. You saved the whole station. Good, Zyrix whispered. Then Harmony remains. His glow flickered once more before fading completely. Sam felt something break inside him. The medics carried Zyrix away, but all Sam could do was watch. The next few days were a blur. The reactor was repaired. The lunar exchange returned to normal. Everyone hailed Zyrix as a hero. But for Sam, nothing felt right. The room felt empty without that soft humming every morning, without the glowing light beside the mirror. He spent hours sitting by the regeneration pod in the medical bay, watching the faint flicker of light inside. The doctors said Zyrix's energy core was stabilizing, but slowly. He might never wake up fully again. One evening, Director Patel visited. You should rest, Harper. You've done enough. Sam shook his head. He saved us all. The least I can do is be here. Patel nodded. He taught us something important. That unity isn't just a word. It's a bond worth protecting. When the director left, Sam sat alone. He reached out and touched the glass of the pod. You're the weirdest roommate I ever had, he whispered. But the best one, too. So you better wake up, got it? A faint glow stirred inside the pod like an answer. Days passed. Then one morning when Sam walked into the medbay, the lights flickered, and he heard a familiar humming. He froze. The glow from the pod was stronger now, warm and silver. Slowly the shape inside began to move. Zyrix, Sam whispered. The pod door hissed open. The alien stepped out slowly, his body glowing brighter than ever. He looked around in confusion. Samuel, why are you crying? Sam laughed through tears. You idiot. You scared the life out of me. Zyrix tilted his head. I am sorry. I was asleep. I dreamed of light and warmth. Yeah, well, Sam said, smiling. Welcome back to the real world. We kind of missed you. The medical staff gathered, applauding softly. News spread quickly across the base. The hero of the reactor incident had recovered. Later that night, Sam and Zyrix sat together in their room again. The light sculpture resonance stood in the corner, still glowing faintly. I suppose I caused trouble again, Zyrix said softly. Sam chuckled. That's an understatement. But I remembered to keep my containment layer stable, Zyrix added proudly. Sam raised an eyebrow. Really? Yes, this time I will not destroy your fabrics, Sam grinned. That's good, because I bought you a new uniform. He handed Zyrix a folded outfit made from a new material, an experimental nano-fabric designed to withstand high-energy contact. Zyrix examined it curiously. It is soft, he said, rubbing it between his fingers. Specially made for you, Sam said. Think of it as proof of our friendship. Zyrix smiled. Then I will wear it with pride. He put it on carefully. The suit shimmered as it adjusted to his glow, forming a perfect fit. For once, nothing burned, melted, or vanished. Sam stood back, impressed. You actually look kinda cool. I feel balanced, Zyrix said. And properly covered. They both laughed. A message beeped on Sam's datapad. Director Patel had sent a note of appreciation. You two reminded everyone what the Human Exchange Program stands for. Courage, unity, and a little bit of chaos. Sam read it aloud and chuckled. That last part sounds about right. Zyrix nodded. Chaos leads to learning, and learning leads to harmony. Sam leaned back on his bed, feeling peaceful for the first time in weeks. You know, he said, I used to think humans were the teachers, but I think you taught me more than I ever taught you. Zyrix tilted his head, glowing softly. Perhaps we both learned what it means to be together. The room grew quiet, filled with the soft hum of life. Outside, the earth hung over the lunar horizon, glowing blue and perfect. Sam closed his eyes. Hey, Zyrix? Yes, Samuel. Promise me one thing. Anything. Next time we have an emergency, you keep your clothes on. Zyrix laughed, a bright melodic sound that filled the room. I will try, my friend, but no promises. Sam laughed too, shaking his head. Figures. The two sat there for a long time, watching the stars outside their window. Two beings from different worlds, one of flesh, one of light, sharing laughter and silence, proving that harmony wasn't just possible, but real. And though Sam would never admit it out loud, He secretly hoped Xyrix would forget about clothes at least one more time, because every mistake, every laugh, and every misunderstanding had made their friendship what it was, something truly human, and something truly extraordinary.